UFC 314 is just wrapped up. Here is your full Mount MMA recap. Tonight it was announced that Amanda Nunes is going to be inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame this year.
Gentlemen, congratulations to the absolute legend, the greatest of all time, Amanda Nunes, on her upcoming induction into the UFC.
To kick off the main card tonight, Dominick Reyes defeated Nikita Krylov via knockout in the first round. That makes 3 wins in a row for Reyes, who said afterwards that he believes one more victory could put him in line for a shot at the light heavyweight title. Chris Weidman congratulated Dominick. He wrote, "Happy to see him back and putting on a performance like that." Bilal Muhammad reacted saying Dominator is back. Ariel Helwani says Dominick Reyes is all the way back. Good for him. Alan Joban says that moving back left hand by Reyes is money. And Glover Teixeira says congrats Dominick Reyes. Beautiful performance.
I'm so happy, I'm so grateful, I'm so blessed. I think more thankful than anything, you know. God anointed me tonight and I'm just so happy and grateful. Every opportunity in the octagon is its own little universe. It really is, and the loss is completely devastating. The wins are everything. In this organization, every single win means everything. Whether it's you're barely working your way up the ladder or not, because once you get knocked down a couple rungs, it's really hard to build back up. And I'm literally on my second UFC run, and the first one felt really good, but this one it just feels a little bit better because of I did fall all the way down. I'm sorry. And now I'm on the rise. 1 away from the title. So he's never been knocked out before, if you didn't know that, in the UFC. So I didn't expect to knock him out. Right? I thought it was I prepared for a 3-round war, right? Where we're just sweating and fighting for every position. And I guess when you train hard, the fight's easy. You know, that's kind of the motto. But yeah, my pool 2 is the best in the business. There's no question about it. Yeah, I do things that MMA fighters don't do, and I can fight forward and backwards. Dom's not back, he's better. I was already dangerous to begin with, you know, I was a problem to begin with. Now they're like, damn, you know, I'm putting guys out, so I'm 1 away. There's some interesting matchups happening. So we got Jamal Hill and Khalil fighting. That would be fun to fight the winner. Who wouldn't want to see the rematch with Jerry? You know, and then Rakic, he's up there and he's just sitting stagnant. That would be a fun fight as well. I'm trying to fight the best guys in the world and become the best in the world. So.
Silva defeated Bryce Mitchell via ninja choke in the second round. Sean Strickland reacted saying, well, looks like God isn't real. Ally Quintus says Silva is so scary. Dustin Poirier reposted this. Says Silva took your advice and jumped a ghillie. Poirier responded saying ninja choke. Aljamain Sterling reacted saying did not see Silva with the submission win over Bryce on my bingo card. Slick finish. Joaquin Buckley agrees. He wrote didn't expect a submission finish from Silva but nasty work. Bilal Muhammad says Silva versus Oliveira would be hot. Before the fight, Sadiq Youssef predicted Bryce would win. After the fight, he wrote, wow, scratch that.
I'm just thinking about how I'm going to change everyone that I love. I'm going to change their lives. I don't even know. I'm watching now my wife hugging Amanda Nunes, one of her biggest idols in the sport. So I don't even know what to think. You know, I have this crazy way of being, but people I think are realizing that it's not an evil way of being. My master, Flavio Alvar, and I trained out a lot, like 24 hours a day, training that choke. So, you know, I had a feeling I wanted to knock him out, but, you know, I have to dedicate this choke and this submission win to my master. It's crazy because I'm not good at controlling my emotions, you know, so there was a lot of work put into that. I have to thank my manager, Ivan, who, you know, we basically rehearse all of these things, what I'm going to say, how I'm going to react, you know, and kind of tone it back, because I think that if I let my emotions control me, I'll bark until tomorrow. But, you know, it's a work in progress to get in there and control it. I don't even know if I should say this, but Sean Shelby just told me that good things are coming, so who knows, maybe I'll beat someone else up in 15 days or so.
Yair Rodriguez defeated Patricio Pitbull via unanimous decision. Yair is now back in the win column after suffering back-to-back losses and says he wants to fight for the featherweight title next. Nate Diaz reacted saying, good fight. Derek Brunson says fighter removed, Patricio Pitbull. Just kidding, but he did all this tweeting to not go after it. It's crazy. Didn't even fight. Yair didn't even have to fight. Bilal Muhammad thought Yair Rodriguez had a flawless performance, and Anthony Pettis says Yair looked fantastic tonight.
Yeah, a complete honor. No pressure. I was actually worried a little bit because I was telling my coach, I feel super relaxed. You know, I didn't feel like any kind of like nervousness. Maybe just a little bit dry mouth, but just like really mild symptoms of nervousness. And I was like thinking myself, like, why aren't you nervous? You know, why aren't you nervous? But like I kept on repeating to myself, like, you know why? Like, you're ready for this. You work hard for this. You know you did everything right, so that's why you don't feel nervous. That's how it feels to be completely sure that you're going to win, that you're ready. And I jumped into the cage knowing that I was going to win, so I did. It's everything, you know. It's the partners. It's Juliana. It's Belal. It's Nacho. It's Shock. It's GM3. It's Carlos Hernandez. Ilinbeck. Iler. It's Austin. It's all the people back in the gym. It's my coach Islam, Coach Alberto, my jiu-jitsu coach, Coach Mike Valle, and all the people that I have around me. You know, they're always looking to bring out the best version of yourself, and that combined with all the things that I did to be a better version of myself. I quit drinking like months ago. I feel super like a different person. I changed my bad habits for good habits. I started meditating. I started doing more visualization, more breathing techniques, supplementation, like all the right nutrients to my body, all the right food. Started spending a little bit more on stuff that are healthier for my body instead of like taking like years away from my life and my career. And I feel great.
Paddy Pimblett defeated Michael Chandler via TKO in the third round. Chandler left the octagon immediately after the fight due to the damage he suffered to his face. Paddy called out Charles Oliveira, Dustin Poirier, and Justin Gaethje for his next fight. Conor McGregor lost $500,000 betting on Chandler to win by KO.
What's up, everyone? It's the one and only notorious D-O-double-G. I want to wish you all a great fight night tonight and come through with my bet for the night. The fight I'm interested in, Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett. I'm going to go with Michael Chandler to win and win by KO. Although Paddy's improved in his last few outings, I still fancy Chandler to do it.
Hanato Moicano says, bro, chill out, Paddy. Charles not going to fight you. Chandler coming from 16 losses. Great performance, by the way, but chill. Derek Lewis reacted saying, good fight. Bilal Muhammad says Islam got a new contender. Terrence McKinney says, congrats on the win, Paddy. That was a great performance. Brendan Schaub wants to see Paddy versus Charles Oliveira. Aljamain Sterling says Paddy the Baddie. Dan Hardy writes superb. Well done. Rafael Dos Anjos says great performance. Tim Welch reacted saying holy smokes. And Corey Anderson says he's about to order a Paddy wig right now.
I'm over the moon, you know what I mean? I've proved my point. Told everyone I was going to do what I've just done, and what happened, you know what I mean? Everyone said I couldn't stand with him on the feet. Who was shooting in? You know what I mean? It was him. He was shooting in to take me down because I was piecing him up on the feet. You know, I respect Mike a lot. He's a great fighter, but I'm the new guard. He's the old guard. I'm the new kid on the block. I'm coming for these top 10, 12, now top 5 fighters. I'm coming for this belt. Laugh at me all you want. People have laughed at me my whole life while I've been coming up, thinking I won't amount to nothing, and I just keep proving you're all wrong every step of the way. As I say, me and my team, we're the best game planners that you can get. We've got the best fight IQ, and the only other person that I can compare to us what does game plans as good as we do is John Jones. We do the best game plans. That's why we come out and we demolish people. That's why I've just come out and beat Chandler up for 3 rounds before finishing him. I knew I had better striking than him. People underestimate my striking all they want. I've focused on it so much over the past 2 years because I know my grappling's light years ahead of everyone else's. I know my grappling's 10 times better than everyone else's, so I don't really have to grapple anymore. I just focus on striking, and I knew I'd keep him on the end of my jab. I knew I'd jab his head off. I knew I'd catch him with shots as he was leaping in, trying to hit me. and everything that we done in the game plan come about. Literally, he said he'd clinch up, he'd push me against the wall. Give him his due, he got me down once or twice. I didn't think he'd get me down. Motherfuckers give me a mat burn on my elbow, which I'd rather get punched in the face than get mat burn. Mat burn's a killer. But yeah, the whole game plan worked perfectly. And then obviously when I knew I had him hurt in the third, I went for the kill and then thought, no, a wounded animal is the most dangerous one. I knew he'd start swinging, so I thought, now I'll take you down. Now I'll put you on your back. And that's what I did. Got mount, and I said if I get on top, in the fighter meeting, I said if I get on top of him and mount, I'll elbow him till I finish him. And that's what happened. I personally think now I'm one fight away from the title. The names I've just mentioned, if I beat Charles, Dustin, Justin, even Armand, the little bitch ass, beat any of them four, and I'm fighting for the belt after that.
And for the main event tonight, Alexander Volkanovski defeated Diego Lopes via unanimous decision to become the new UFC featherweight champion. Bilal Muhammad thinks Diego should have been fighting the whole fight like he did in the last minute. Derek Brunson says this era just point fights. If I knew that's what y'all wanted to see, y'all should have just said that. Terrence McKinney says that's the main event you want every pay-per-view. That's a Miami main event. Michael Chiesa says Volk champion. Aljamain Sterling says the king is back. Great fight, men. Lopes and Volkanovski. He followed up with would love the chance to fight Diego Lopes after he heals up. Great fight and showing for the belt. You are one of the best and I want the best. Edmund Shabazian says Volk is a legend. Great job and I'm glad to see him get it back. Kenny Florian reacted saying gotta feel great for Volk. Fought like a more complete and more experienced fighter. What an effort by Lopes though. Excellent main event. Joaquin Buckley says congrats to Volk. Usman should be inspired by what he just watched and walk that walk. Henry Cejudo scored at 3-2 or 4-1 for Volk, and Daniel Cormier responded to some backlash. This user wrote on the reel, I don't think you're giving Diego the respect he's clearly due. DC responded saying it was 4-1, brother. No matter how much you like your guy, and it was called that way. I know how to judge fights, so I know not to watch and get impressed by big movements.
Man, a lot of people counted me out, right? Coming off 2 knockout losses. The 35-year-old curse, 36 years old, big break. Come back and beat a gun like Diego Lopes, who come and bring it, mate. It's good to be back for everyone watching. Hey, adversity is a privilege. You hear people talk about that all the time. It truly is. This moment is incredible.
Merab Dvalishvili was involved in an altercation tonight. It happened during a live stream. Merab confronted an individual who supposedly gave him the wrong directions on purpose.
You want on Instagram?
No, what is your Instagram?
I mean, I want to.
But if you don't know, say you.
Yeah, he said he was trying to troll y'all.
No.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
bro. Yo, relax. Dude, I literally live here. Relax.
You know that guy?
No.
What the hell?
Colby Covington got heated with Paddy Pimblett backstage.
Bro, your fight's struck. Guys in 2-6. I'll come and slap you, and you'll be I'll come and slap you. You little mate. You mean guys are 2-6? Remember that. Remember that. You're a scrub. You're a
Lad, what are you on a 3-fight losing streak?
You get project so quick.
Hey. Keep putting your ass on your.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to Colby Covington going off on Alexander Volkanovski. The first one says Colby is 37, no girlfriend, no kids. Him making fun of others' families is ironic. The second one's from JCVV22. It says, LOL, Colby talking about a fighter only wanting to fight for money and not for legacy is so ironic. And the final one's from WhereFly7498. It says, Colby can only dream of what Volk's achieved. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.